All right, guys, I'm going to give it just a quick second, and then we're going to get this thing started. Exciting Season 1 finale. There are people out right now that have got the WWE 2k19 thing going, you know, depending on what part of the world you're in, so pretty excited about that. I can't figure out why my camera always... There we go. Better, right? Hey, what's going on, Witcher? Welcome to the stream. All right, we are going to get this thing rolling. What is going on, Eagle? Welcome. This is going to be the TSW Bash at the Beach. Coming to you live, Season 1 finale happening right now. There's a lot of things we got to get to tonight. We got to figure out what is going on with Totes. Totes just turned. What's going on with the NWO? What is going on with a lot of things, right? But it looks like Totes is ready to get this thing started right now. Oh, Frankie Two Fingers coming to you live. Witcher remembers. It's too weird having a Totes My Goats wrestler and then a Totes My Goats announcer. That don't make no sense. Now, I'm going to tell you a lot of the stuff we're going to do tonight where anybody would come down to the ring and talk. I will talk like I am them in the first person. I think it's just kind of easier. I kind of do it already. I go a little bit back and forth on that, but Totes My Goats making his way down to the ring said he will have answers for us tonight. So we need to see what he has to say and what has happened. So now that we have the contracts back, now that they've been signed and filed, I can kind of back up and tell you how we got to this point. So a little bit back, Hogan approached me, Hollywood Hulk Hogan approached me about starting up the new NWO. But first I needed to prove myself so that he knew that I was the right guy. So with all the twists, all the turns, all the chess moves that have been made, the new NWO holds all the titles right now. So I'm going to tell you, mission accomplished. Must be the right guy. But maybe it's not the mission that Hollywood Hogan thought. Maybe it's a different mission, because you see, after Hogan came to me, I went to GC Rock, and we hatched a plan to not only take TSW to the next level, but for me to own all the branding and all the trademarks and all the royalty rights to the New World Order. So Hogan didn't think I could take the titles that quick, and I'll just tell you, he lost the $5 bet. However, I do owe GC Rock because I'll be honest, I never thought Hogan would fall for it. But right now, after he signed those titles, we own all the rights to the royalty, the branding, and everything to the new World Order. So Hogan, if you could just send GC Rock that $5, we'll all be square. So for now, this story's far from over, but that's all we're going to talk about right now, tonight. So that's kind of a lot to digest. That's a lot to digest. He's saying, Totes is saying that GC Rock has been in on this thing the entire time. That he hatched a plan with GC Rock to not only take TSW to the next level, but to also take all the trademarking, all the branding, and all the royalty rights from Hulk Hogan and the current New World Order. So there's going to be a lot more that comes out about this, I'm sure. But from the sounds of it, maybe Totes didn't exactly turn traitor after all. I'm sure there's going to be more to that story. We are also set to talk to GC Rock tonight. And so maybe GC Rock will have a little bit more insight as to what is going on. I rarely ever check my email. You can ask the owner of my company. He says my email game is by far the strongest, meaning I never check it. So I will go check it after this. If I know you sent me an email, I'll definitely check it. But I rarely do check it. So, heads up on that. Yeah, my email address, just so you know, just to make sure it's the same one that I'm going to check, is tx6cowboy@live.com. That one gets checked on accident. But holy cow, like, really a lot to unpack there. Did not see that coming from Totes My Goats tonight. And I'm going to tell you, from the sounds of it, it doesn't even sound like he's necessarily the leader of the NWO. He just might be the architect of it. Good deal. Yeah, I'll check that here in a little bit. So tonight, we are going to have the tag team titles on the line between 4 different tag teams, to include the Horsemen, who are coming out right now. And I want you to check out the Titantron as much as you can, because I just figured out 2 days ago how to make custom movies. So that is a custom Horseman Titantron going on right there. Won't be like your standard Ric Flair and all that stuff. Hopefully it's the same way in the new game. We will find out tomorrow morning. And we will start with some custom. Not everybody can have their own. It takes up way too much space. But we will have about 4 or 5 of them. And to be honest, this is the worst town Rowdy's ever been to. You thought it was the last one, but it was this one. The cool thing about this arena is if you look, leading up to it and around the arena looks like it's sand. Like a beach, right? Bash at the beach. But yeah, the NWO Women, the Horsemen, and GC Rock are the 4 people currently that will have a custom Titantron. And you'll see tomorrow if we can, if we got a chance to make some. It takes a minute. Yeah, there's GC Rock's. Yeah, we're going to create as much as we can on stream tomorrow, and that will be happening on my channel. So if you guys want to see it or tune in throughout the day and see what goes into doing some of this stuff, not the most exciting things on the planet, but we will be streaming it all day tomorrow. Look at GC Rock beating up Totes My Goats on his Titantron. It's ridiculous. But the Corporations tag team will be facing off in their first ever tag match. Digital Dogs and Night Violator, 2 very large men, will be going in their first match together for the TSW World Tag Team Championships. I am too. I'm looking forward to some of the new haircuts, and that haircut you send me is now in the game. It's not in this game. It is in the new game, though, and I'm excited to see that, too. At least I think it is. Like, I haven't got my hands on it, but it kind of looked like it was, so exciting stuff. I don't even know who's coming out, but they got cool music. Ah, the Maniacs. That's the other thing. ScJumpman will be helping tomorrow, and we'll be doing the same thing on his channel. We will be in chat talking back and forth while we're doing this. You probably won't get the loud Totes My Goats or Frankie Two Fingers. There we go. The loud Frankie Two Fingers announcer voice tomorrow, but it will be by 5:15 Central Time or 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. And it might be at 3:30 in the morning. I don't know. What is going on, Padster? Padster, that is a name I got to write down too. Padster needs to get him a wrestler. There is 4 more people I know for a fact that we're going to make wrestlers. Padster's one of them. And now, here comes your New World Order World Champions. New World Order. For life, right? Outdoor Arena Bash at the Beach TSW Season 1 finale. Exciting times. The NWO Titantron, Totes made that one also. Wait till you see how the belts don't do that cutting anymore with the clothes. Pretty cool. Boy, the light is so bright, shining off that gold belt. It's almost turning some of it white. It's crazy. Some bright lights. This arena looks good. I did make one little mistake, but we'll see if you guys catch it. It's not easy to see. So everybody's going to be in the ring at the same time, so good luck figuring all this out. We are going to have to look on a little bit. Danny Lads with a huge Hurricane Rana off that top rope. And it'll be interesting as these guys start to kind of separate themselves a little bit. ScJumpman, Digital Dogs in the corner. Danny, one of the smaller guys, trying to take on Night Violator. And Rowdy, he knows who the champs are, so he's going right on after them. Maniacs, though, you got to watch out for the Maniacs. I don't know if there's one particular team that is better than the other one. Night Violator, though, catches Raider and almost gave him like a rock bottom of sorts after they pulled a double team on Danny Labs. Now Digital Dogs taking it to Danny. Danny flips it around. But Rowdy is like a dog on a bone all over Paden Hart. He knocks him out of the ring, but then stays on top of him. What do you guys think about this arena? Is it cool? Could we have done better? All feedback is welcome. Danny trying to go after Rowdy to save Paden. And I guarantee you that sand's not as soft as it looks. Paden finally getting, nope, was getting the upper hand. ScJumpman turns that around. ScJumpman has a new set of skills too. And Violator is down, so Digital Dog's on his own in a Steiner recliner, but works his way out of it. And now Eagle getting after the NWO. Danny, look, Rowdy's been on the champs the entire time. Looks like he might have put a finishing move on Danny. Danny jumps out, or the ref jumps out, 2, 3. And now we're going to see exactly how this match goes. Because I don't think, it doesn't eliminate both people. So the champs are still in it, but there's only one of them left. So now Paden Hardy's by himself. Nobody there to help break things up. And then there were 7. Look at Eagle getting after Digital. One of the smaller versus one of the larger guys in this game, but Eagle holding his own and trying to collect the bounty on Digital Dogs. Gets him up. This is how strong Eagle is. Brings him down. Thought he might go for the pin, but Raider kicks him in the arm. And Digital's like, get off me, man. Get off me. You're too little to be doing this to me, but Eagle says, no, I'm not. I am not too little. You watch your mouth. Eagle now split open. Gonna be hard to see. Goes to hit Digital, but catches Night Violator instead. Rowdy now getting after Raider, one of the Maniacs. And Paden Hardy fighting for his life there on the outside of the ring against ScJumpman. If he gets eliminated, it's over for the... We will then have new tag team champions. Only a 1 count on ScJumpman, so that's not looking good for him. Paden letting it fly with the left. Now, Paden's been on the wrong end of a lot of this, but he's on the right end right now. If he can hit this... Oh, ScJumpman catches the arm. Paden went for the Hardy cutter, but did not get it in. Got it reversed around. And Rowdy saves Eagle from getting pinned right there. Even the steps, look at the steps. Most of the time the steps are metal. It's like a dock. I'll through some of this stuff. Oh, now Paden split open. Is he going to get it in? He doesn't, but he gets a jawbreaker in, almost like a stunner jawbreaker. And I don't know if one of my guys got eliminated, I don't know if I'd want to get back in the ring. I'd probably want to keep hanging out on the outside of the ring because too much stuff could happen. And this could be ScJumpman's finisher, and it is. The old crisscross gets rolled up. The referee, though, doesn't see it. 1, 2, 3. And now we know there will be new tag team champions crowned here in this match tonight. And the winners will not be from the New World Order. It will either go to the Four Horsemen or to TSW. Eagle up on the top rope.
A competitor has been eliminated.
Looks like Digital got Rowdy to tap out. And now Eagle's by himself. ScJumpman trying to break up the tag, knocks out the referee, knocks Digital to the ground. Eagle cannot get the tap out because the referee is still down. And so Night Violator is going to give the choke slam. Digital says, no, I got it. I'll do the choke slam. Rolls him up. 1, 2, and Eagle kicks out in 2. Digital doesn't get the count because the referee had just come to and saw the other pin. But ScJumpman has to watch out because Night Violator has the violation dialed up, like it's ready to go. And the thing is, it is like a 2-on-1 match right now with ScJumpman, and a 1-on-1 match. Honestly, Raiders got to hurry up. If they have any hope of surviving, has got to hurry up and pin Eagle. Honestly, and vice versa. Vice versa. Eagle has got to pin one of the other two team guys or he is done. Night Violator doesn't even know what he's doing. That's the crisscross. Raised. He just hit him with, but see? I don't even know what that was, but Violator was trying to get him to kick out. So this is exactly what Eagle needed to happen. Now Eagle shouldn't fight ScJumpman until at least one of them guys is out. If Eagle can come back from this, this will be one of the greater comebacks we've ever seen. Eagle could bring it home single-handedly tonight for the Horsemen. And look at that. That's just, like I said, that's just a good teammate. Stretching Digital out. Digital's tapping his And he's like, yeah, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, hey, I'm good. Hey, buddy, I said I'm good. Eagle moves out of the way. Throws Digital into the corner. Gets him. Digital reverses it around with that mechanical arm he's got. They're going back and forth. Night Violator and ScJumpman going back and forth on the outside. And now it looks like Eagle trying to collect that bounty on Digital again, but Digital uses that mechanical arm to his advantage, breaks it up. What is that? Digital turns it around, slams him. And it's like Night Violator's calling for the Violator. And there it is. What goes up must come down on the outside.
A competitor has
Oh my God,
eliminated.
Eagle. So Eagle stops Jumpman from getting counted out. Violator can't get over to Digital in time, which saves ScJumpman from getting pinned. And Violator is now kind of putting the pieces together and can't believe what's going on. Big overhand right, and now it's one-on-one-on-one. It has just turned into a triple threat match for the World Tag Team Championship. Tonight, we will have 35 TSW out of 70 TSW creative wrestlers wrestling tonight. As many as I could get in that made sense. Look at the blood coming down ScJumpman's face. He has definitely been cut open. Eagle pulling Violator into the middle of the ring. Big right hand down on the top. ScJumpman, this is what I would do. You've got the biggest guy. 1, 2, and Violator kicks out. And Violator splits him open, rolls him up. Every time Jumpman tries to get Eagle, though, Eagle is doing the juke and jiving moves. If I was ScJumpman, I'd just sit back. He's not going to sit back, though. That is a big slam. Can Eagle kick out of this? 1, 2, 3. And now it's just one-on-one. ScJumpman and Night Violator back at it. The winner will be the new TSW World Champions, taking the title back from the New World Order. But will it be the corporation that brings the belt home? And later on tonight, GC Rock does have a shot at the World Championship belt. What is going on, Cross? Cross tonight has a shot at the Intercontinental belt in a 4-way match to try to win it back from Totes Goats. Violator covers him up too, and ScJumpman kicks out. The Maniacs or the corporation? One of the two. Look at the biggest guy in TSW going up to the top rope. Jumpman better see this coming. Oh, you didn't know? Holy Moses. Why didn't he pin him? Oh. Owie. That's because of that, right? He's just tired. ScJumpman trying to crawl around to get up. I know at first I was like, Atlanta won't have, at least got it. Yeah. Violator's like, you know what? I think we're going to take this on back to the outside. We're going to break on through to the outside. It's because he's born to be wild. Not exactly sure what's going on. But I do know this. Jumpman missed and got it again. Oh, and here it is. The violation. Night Violator rolls him up. This should do it. 1, 2, and only a 2 count. ScJumpman somehow kicks out again. That is at least the second time he has been put in the violation. Ducks down, goes to do something, misses. Violator catches him, puts him up on his shoulder like a big bag of beans, and brings him back down, now delivering the rights to ScJumpman's head. And if he wasn't split open before, he is very split open now. He even tried to wipe the sweat. His mask is sweating. That's how hard they've been working. ScJumpman slides down the backside, hits him with a scorpion death drop. And it looks like I don't know what that looks like. That looks like an owie. Jump, rolls up Violator. 1, 2, 3, and the Maniacs become who they were, the very first TSW World Title holders, and now in Season 1, at the end of Season 1, the finale, they started Season 1 with the titles, and they will end Season 1 with the titles.
Alliance Tag Team Rowdy, Razor, and Madman Coral Stud, the Maniacs.
Telling you, old madman with all that blood running down his face, he looks like a madman. He looks like a madman. Now we know we can wash that paint off those world title belts. So our next championship match is going to be for the TSW Women's Intercontinental title. This is going to be Kezzaboo's first shot at it, Crimson's first shot at it. Penny has already won the title belt, but she gets another shot at it against, again, a toss-up. By the numbers, technically, Shyanne is our greatest champion ever. Hasn't won the world title, really planned on her having a shot at the world title by this pay-per-view. However, she hasn't lost the Intercontinental title belt. So since she hasn't lost, she is going to defend that title belt and will not get her shot at the TSW Women's title belt tonight. I do know somebody who will be getting their title shot. Matter of fact, the women's world title shot is the main event of the evening. And in the coolest entrance, Penny will make her way down to the ring. Around and round the smoke goes where it stops. Only Penny's entrance attire knows.
The following contest is an elimination match and is for the championship. Introducing the challenger from Norwich, England, the Queen P.N.E.
Now, Penny, I am pretty sure, I'm going to look this up, but I am pretty sure Penny was the very first Intercontinental title holder. Tonight, I got the answers in front of me, so we can look this up. Let's look it up and see what happens. Not the women, not the world. The next one. Yeah, Penny was. And Penny. So this is interesting. Penny actually holds the title also for the most title defenses of the Intercontinental Belt.
From wherever she wants, Kezzaboo.
With 2 title defenses, Shyanne is tied with her right now at 2 title defenses. So, if Shyanne wins, she will hold the TSW record, or Penny could win and become the first 2-time women's Intercontinental title holder and do what Jumpman and Raider just did, where they started the season with it and ended the season with the tag team titles. She could start the season with the Intercontinental belt and end the season with the Intercontinental belt. So big stuff going on. Grady, what's going on? Grady's another one. We're going to make him. Going to make Grady a wrestler also. Sounds good, brother.
And
appreciate that.
Introducing the challenger from your darkest fears, Crimson.
Crimson making her way down to the ring. Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of her tonight, but she is the largest women's competitor that we have. Without a doubt, the daughter of Kane making her way down to the ring. She has been a world champion, the first one to ever beat Ozzy. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, Sting is by far my favorite one. Huge Sting fan. Huge. If I could find the Polaroids, every year I would dress up as Sting. And I have a baseball bat in my duster. Real duster, the whole 9 yards. What's going on, Digital Dogs? You just wrestled in the last match.
Introducing the champion from Jersey City, New Jersey. She is the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the Maniac, Shy Girl Davis.
So Cheyenne, she wins this one. She will then hold the TSW record for the most title defenses of the Intercontinental title belt. If Penny wins, Penny will become the first 2-time winner. Interesting, interesting. You did very good. You did very good. You guys, very good. Yeah, it was your guys' first tag team match, and you're going for the World Tag Team titles. Every match tonight has a title in it, right? And the New World Order owns all the titles. So there's a New World Order person in every single match. But that being said, there's also a TSW person in every single match. Tonight, you could have called it the New World Order versus TSW. And Totes McGoats came out to explain exactly what happened. That's worth a listen also. What's going on, Rowdy? Welcome to the stream. So here we go. Women's Intercontinental belt on the line tonight. So that you don't have to back up and watch the whole thing, why we got a minute at the beginning of this match. Totes McGoats had come out before this even started to explain what happened. And basically, Hulk Hogan went to Totes McGoats and said, hey, I want you to prove yourself. And if you can prove yourself, you will become, I'll give you free reign with the new World Order, right? The new version of the New World Order. And Totes McGoats said, double thumbs, I got this. Then there's a bunch of twists, a bunch of turns. NWO ends up with all the title belts. Totes signs the contract, sends it to Hogan. Hogan signs the contract. But what Hogan didn't know is Totes put a little clause in there that signed all the trademarking rights all the branding rights and all the royalty rights over from the New World Order over to Totes. When Hogan had gone to Totes, Totes went to GC Rock, and him and GC Rock hatched this plan, executed it beautifully, and we have not heard from GC Rock yet tonight. That will be coming up, and he might even have a little bit more insight on that or on other things. Who knows? But we do know it wasn't all of what it seemed. Now, these girls are on another level right now. They are just pinning everything they can pin. What is Crimson doing going to the top rope? Big body splash? I wouldn't even call that a frog splash. She's too big to be a frog. It was like a killer whale splash. Kezzaboo fighting through. Shyanne and Penny going at it on the outside. And I can assure you the sand that is around the ring is probably not as soft as we would want it to be. Penny now going for a pin. Shyanne kicks out. Kezzaboo trying to get the best of Crimson. But Crimson, remember, is the largest female competitor that we have. Shyanne finally eliminates Penny. That's what I'm talking about. It's not as easy. What? So back to back, while I took the time to explain all that, these two now are going at it. The winner of this match will be the women's Intercontinental title winner. And if Shyanne wins, she becomes the new record holder for the most Intercontinental defenses. She already holds it for the most TV title defenses. And she never lost the TV title. She has never lost a title. Think about that. She had to vacate the TV title because she won the Intercontinental title. It's crazy. Not exactly. I mean, sort of, I guess, but basically, me and GC Rock came up with a plan to seal the NWO from the NWO. Think about that. That is the long and short of it. Now Totes owns the NWO. GC Rock owns TSW Wrestling. I told you, Totes, TSW for life. And in the midst of it all, we've helped to elevate on a national level, help elevate TSW on another level. And I'm hoping that's what GC Rock will talk about tonight. Kezzaboo getting a 2 count on Shyanne. Now, I thought the way everybody all of a sudden was just getting pinned and going downtown, that these two would have had this match wrapped up by now, but that is not what's going on. Shyanne now gets up, hits her with the 8-second ride, goes to roll her up. 1, 2, 3, and Shyanne retains the Intercontinental title.
Here is your winner, and still Women's Intercontinental Champion, the Maniac, Shy Girl Davis.
So it's kind of crazy. I mean, still, to this point, Cheyenne's never lost the title. That's nuts. I think she defended the TV title 5 times. This is the 3rd time she's defended this title. Nobody's done that. Ozzy came the closest. Totes came the closest. Ozzy and Totes But she has far exceeded that. Now, it hasn't been with the world title, and that's how Totes and Ozzy did it. But regardless, it's still title belts. It's still people coming after the belts. Now, we're about to get the TSW Cruiserweight Championship 6-man woman elimination match. Zoey is the current Cruiserweight title holder, but Mimi's held the title, Jane's held the title, so it should be interesting to see what goes on right here. And I'm going to tell you what, with all this stuff, the other thing that we haven't heard from Hogan, Hall, Nash, Bischoff, X-Pac. We haven't heard from the New World Order, like the godfathers of the New World Order. Totes just crawfished them, took all the rights to all the stuff, cut down them paychecks. You know they're going to have something to say. You know they're going to be coming for those rights. Starting from the far left, in the pink, you have Bobbi Hart. Next to Bobbi, you have Mimi with the mohawk. You have Jane, you have Tjones. Then you have Zoey and you have Allison. Members of the New World Order. My goddaughter and my sister-in-law. Everybody in the New World Order is pretty much related to me. Or we were in the Army together. Scott Hall had the toothpick, where he would throw the toothpick in people's faces. Nash was the big guy. So 35 wrestlers are wrestling tonight. That's a lot of wrestlers. I'm just here to tell you.
Introducing the challenger from London, England, the Legend Killer, Jane.
So far, there's been 8 wrestlers in the first match, 4 in the second, 6 in this one, right? Be 18 wrestlers in these first 3 matches to have wrestled for 3 different title belts. A lot of wrestlers. But hey, it's the season 1 finale, right? Yeah, yep. He was formerly Diesel. Yeah, me too, unless it's wrestler names or football names or baseball. A little basketball, but not a lot. Only old basketball. It's funny if you look. Jane's the only one that it's like this.
From Tampa, Florida, Tjones.
And I meant to point this out when Jane was walking down. If you look down her right leg, like during the match, you can see her right leg where Tjones, it says Golden Truth. That's what it used to say on her because they used to be tag team partners. Now it says Bobcat Company because that is the clan she is in TSW. One clan, I got it. But the particular one she happens to be in is Bobcat Company. She's like, hey, could you put that on there? That's what I mean. I'll do what I can. Now, if you ever wrestle and there's something you're like, hey, can you do this? Just ask. I mean, hey, what's worth it could happen? I can't do it. You know what I mean? I swear to God, I change this every time.
And introducing the challenger from Little Rock, Arkansas, the real deal, Mean.
Somehow Mimi gets the shock to your system Titantron all the time, and I change it, and it'll pop itself up every now and again. Look at that mohawk, though. That's another thing. If you look at Mimi's first mohawk, it was a little bit shorter. I sent her some pictures. There's 4 different versions. Sent her some pictures. She picked this one. So that's what she got. It's hard to tell, but in the feathers is actually the circle, the yellow and black circle symbol of TSW. That's why it's colored the way it is. Because somehow it does this weird effect when you try to put it on there. And I thought it was super cool, so I was like, just leave it. You guys probably don't get to see me in hats very often. I used to wear hats all the time, and then now I never wear hats. But got this hat today, and I love it.
From St. Louis, Missouri, she is the Women's Cruiserweight Champion. The Anarchist, Z. Davis.
Coolest title belt in the game, in my humble opinion. But now it's got the NWO symbol on that. TSW, we've got to win that title belt back and get that all fixed up again without the NWO symbol on it. NWO, they spray paint everything. They ain't scared to spray paint everything. You can't hear it, but it's a for life. It's the song that's playing right now.
And introducing the challenger from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Bobbi Hart.
So what is crazy is Bobbi Hart, a lot like Phoenix, in another universe mode, in the original one that I was doing, and I started putting everybody in before we went on TSW wrestlers. Or made-up wrestlers. Bobbi Hart's not a real wrestler. I just say that she's the sister of Bret Hart, right? But when we made Bobbi Hart like Phoenix, she doesn't lose. However, she's 1-4 in this universe mode. So it kind of blows my mind a little bit that that's how that goes. Like, I don't know what makes that happen. It's almost like Herbie. Herbie's 25 and like 12, right?
And
but how many times have you seen Herbie win during these episodes?
Alabama, Showtime, AJ Wagner.
ScJumpman, what is going on, brother? Finally, ScJumpman has come back to TSW Wrestling. Hell yeah. You guys don't even want me to get in with my impressions of wrestlers. Me too. I'm off-ish tomorrow. There'll be some things that I may have to answer, but we're streaming all day long. All day long we're streaming. Figuring some stuff out, me and ScJumpman. Trying to recreate all this stuff that you've seen already. So, it's funny, so check this out, right? Grunt style hats. So I've wanted one of these hats for a while. My daughter starts dating a guy who's now in the Navy. His dad's retired Navy, but starts dating the guy and then ends up buying me and her the same hat. And so today I just started wearing it. I was at work, they're like, "Wait, what are you doing, right?" Corporate guy. I'm like, "I'm wearing a hat." "Well, you can't do that." I'm like, "Actually, I can. You see it on my head? Apparently I can do it." Look at that pin from TJ on Bobbi Hart. That is a crazy looking pin. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting. So far to this point, I've done everything I can do to prep. However, right now the uploader's not working right, the image uploader. And I wonder if it's because of our time zone and if it will become available once the game is available. And if that's the case, that's the case. We'll be sitting here on the computer. I've already got all the files set up to do it. Well, I'll be uploading the files. And then on the game, I'll be downloading them, uploading and downloading, uploading and downloading. Like I say, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this game and into the creation of the game that's not super sexy. But if you want to learn how to better create wrestlers, championship belts, well, and even arenas, you're going to find out tomorrow. And then what we might have to do is upload some of the images, because I think it'll be easier. But it depends on if there's a download limit. If there's a download limit, what might happen is ScJumpman creates the outfits, creates all the stuff, the wrestlers, yada, 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 then uploads them, and I start putting all the logos and all the stuff on, and we do it that way, and then I re-upload them so he can download them too. It is, but like it's super fun too at the same time. I really enjoy doing this. And again, on my channel, you look at my channel, you look at the first one I did, especially the announcing. Terrible. I can tell you why it happened, why it was that bad. Episode 2 got better, episode 3 got better, right? Every episode gets a little bit better. But when we went to this, it got a lot better for sure. But if you look at the wrestlers, and now you look at the level of detail in these wrestlers, it's night and day. And that's just from creating a bunch of wrestlers. The more you create, the more you do, and I tweak them and tweak and I tweak and I tweak. I tweak them all the time. Mimi now going for the pin. Hit her with the Mia Moore. 1, 2, 3. And the champion has been eliminated. So now, no matter what happens, we'll have a new champion. However, there is still one NWO person in. And Mimi just cleaned house. Mimi just pinned Jane, too. I didn't even count it because I didn't think that's the way we were going. And Mimi now grabs onto TJ. She's going to go for the pin. No, and I'm going to tell you, too, remember, TJ's got the golden hammer move. If she hits you with the golden hammer, you're probably done. Especially now the way it's been going. Mimi, big slam down on the back of Bobbi Hart's head. Pulls her a little farther in the ring. Kind of puts her in the submission. I don't even know why TJ would care about that, but TJ's like pissed. Trying to get, what's going on, Jane? Welcome to the stream. Mimi rolls out, and now it's back to one-on-one between TJ. Oh, I thought we were down to 3. Allison's still in. She must have rolled out, hid, and look at this. That is a crazy. Now, she'll also pin people out of that. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Bobbi Hart kicks out. Mimi back up and just trying to let it fly. TJ ducks it multiple times and then gets a hold of Mimi again. Man, if Mimi gets on another roll like she was on, though, she could very well end up being the champion. Allison has Bobbi Hart in a submission. Referee right on top of it, though. Bobbi doesn't tap out. Mimi got a little too excited. Allison recovered faster than she expected, but it doesn't matter. Mimi back on top of it again. And I think TJ was going for a pin. There she goes. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, and almost a 3 count. And now Mimi back on top of Allison. The way it's looking, oh, this is a devastating move also. Watch what TJ's doing there. right down on the back of the neck, and that, thought it might do it, but Bobbi Hart, you got to watch the Harts. The Harts, very smart wrestlers, knew to roll out of the ring. Well, geez, all of them are rolling out of the ring. TJ calls her shot, but what is it going to be? Cross body. Mimi sees it coming, gets out of the way. Allison trying to get back to her feet. TJ recovers too quick. That was weird. That almost looked like Allison was going to put Mimi in the extraction. Holy drop kick on TJ. I think she was going for Mimi. Missed, hit TJ and knocked TJ right. I wouldn't be surprised if TJ's back isn't hurt right now. I don't think Mimi cares who she goes after. She's just like, oh, you want to get out of the way? Fine. Big kick. Oh my gosh, hits her with the elbow. Is she going to go for the pin? No, picks her up. Looked like Bobbi Hart was going to go for the pin. Bobbi Hart is going for the pin. Bridges through. 1, 2. And TJ kicks out in 2. Thought that might have been it. That was a very interesting looking pin. Allison was going over for Mimi, but decided against it, I guess. TJ using the hair of Bobbi Hart to put her down. And Allison sees the advantage and takes care of it. That's New World Order stuff, though, right there. That is the New World Order for life. That is how they roll. Allison trying to call a shot. Springboard missile drop kick to the back of the head. Now she's sitting up, doesn't see Bobbi Hart up behind her, and Bobbi Hart just saved TJ from getting the foot of fate upside the head. But now remember, Allison's got it ready. Mimi hits Tjones with the Mia Moore. Will she go for the pin? Looks like she's trying to get her in the middle of the ring. Rolls her up. 1, 2. And to this point, Mimi is the only one that's eliminated anybody. And it has stayed that way because Bobbi Hart kicks out in 2 as well. Now Bobbi Hart and TJ trying to get it turned back around. And that is quite a battle going on the outside. And Bobbi Hart hits Allison with the European uppercut, but the whole thing is she's Canadian. Where'd she learn that from? Oh, we are going to write. Oh, it doesn't matter. This is the last one. It's the last episode of 2K19. Big face plant down on Allison. Bobbi rolls her up. 1, 2, 3. And now Allison has been eliminated by Bobbi. What's going on, Dave? Welcome to the stream. You have not wrestled yet, but it is coming up here in a little bit, I believe. That's some teamwork there. Mimi goes to throw TJ in. Bobbi Hart catches her, then takes TJ and throws her in. Bobbi Hart up to the top of the thing, and 2 feet down on the chest of Tjones. And now letting the feet fly onto Mimi. Bobbi getting it flipped back around. Mimi stepped through, reverse kick. Tjones gets to her feet. I don't know if I would even get to my feet after getting 2 feet on the chest. From the top rope, no less. And Mimi putting her in a very strange submission hold. Referee getting down. He's right on top of it, but TJ fights out of that. Picks up Mimi, and could this? No? I just feel like the Golden Hammer's coming up. And the commissioner hasn't said anything about Mohawks being off limits, and that is the second time TJ's taken somebody and thrown them by their hair. Mimi rolls out real quick, but TJ gets it in. Drop down neck breaker. And Bobbi Hart still hasn't got back to her feet yet. That weird half submission hold, but people have tapped out, but not Mimi, and not today. Oh, Mimi has won on that, but Bobbi Hart catches her in the middle of the move and slams her down, goes for the pin. 1, 2, and Mimi kicks out in 2. I'm going to tell you what, Mimi has been involved in a lot of 6-people matches and has always come up just short on the last person. Is tonight going to be the night that does not happen? There's that European uppercut again. TJ rolls out. Mimi, Mohawk Buster. Gets her up, and this could be, oh, thought it might have been the Mia Moore coming down. Bobbi Hart fights through it, though. And a big slam. Bobbi Hart having a hard time even getting back to her feet. 1, 2, 3. Mimi has been eliminated, and now either Bobbi Hart or Tjones is going to win the Cruiserweight title. Be honest, in the beginning, I didn't think Bobbi Hart was going to have it in her. And Mimi and Bobbi Hart are the only, whoa, big super kick up underneath the jaw. TJ setting up, not for the Golden Hammer, but for a different finishing move. And again, this is devastating. Right down on the shoulders and the back of the head. I don't even know if Bobbi Hart's awake anymore. 1, 2, 3. And Tjones brings home the Women's Cruiserweight title back to TSW.
Here is your winner and new Women's Cruiserweight Champion, Tjones.
I did too. I thought Mimi had it, and I thought she had it 5 minutes ago. I mean, she went pow, 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 eliminating people, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? But Tjones, she's tough too. Like, you look at all them girls in that one, they're all tough. That also shows you how good Bobbi Hart is. And here it was, we were told that he would be making his way down to the ring because he has some things to say as well. Following Totes My Goats. So this should be interesting to see what GC Rock has to say. We already know that when Hogan went to Totes, Totes went to GC Rock and Totes hatched a plan to not only take over the New World Order, but to also bolster TSW. So now Totes owns the New World Order branding, trademarks, and stuff. TSW has kind of been elevated as well into the national spotlight with the New World Order coming down. But we haven't heard from Hogan. At least we're going to hear from GC Rock. So G said it wasn't long after the NWO takeover started that we also caught the attention of Vince McMahon. He offered to buy TSW out, but we turned that down. However, we did agree to something else. Not a buyout. I will never sell TSW. But we did agree to something different. So we have gone and signed a 1-year contract to be an affiliate of the WWE. This means the WWE will have the first crack at signing any of our wrestlers as they progress up and through their career. So from here, when wrestlers get signed, they will go to NXT. And NXT will be playing on Totes My Goats channel. So we will go down to one TSW wrestling show per week and one NXT show per week. And there will be qualifying things that have to happen before you can just jump over to NXT. You will have to win 20 singles matches, 10 tag team matches, or become a world title holder before you can move on. That way you kind of get seasoned up a little bit and beyond. Now, who knows what happens beyond the 1 year? We don't know what will happen. Maybe we sign another one, maybe we don't. But Penny will also be helping out the women's division. And the WWE to make them better than they are right now as well, and maybe take them into a new era. So a lot of things have happened, and this was all because the NWO tried to invade, and Hogan approached Totes, and Totes came to me, and we hatched this big master plan. So that's huge news coming from GC Rock. That means people will progress up through TSW Wrestling and have the chance to advance on to NXT, really Raw and SmackDown also. So, very exciting. And as people progress and as people win the title, you will see more and more and different wrestlers making their way through TSW and on into NXT. So, very exciting. I'm very excited about the whole thing. Right now, there's only 5 male wrestlers that qualify and 5 women wrestlers that qualify. Not very many. So, it is a thing, and we've gone now. This is episode 22. So, yeah. So, win-loss records do matter. The computer wrestles them all. I watch them all. You win, you get a check mark. You lose, you get a check mark in a different column. But very exciting to see. And what will also be exciting is to see exactly what will happen. Yeah, I better hit this. This is eight wrestlers, right? But it'll also be really exciting to see what happens with like factions and how factions progress through. Right? Because you have the 4 horsemen. You have 2 of the horsemen that are like 3 or 4 matches, 3 or 4 wins away from being eligible to leave. And just because you're eligible doesn't mean you have to take off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like there's all kinds of things. There's all kinds of things that could happen. This is definitely a way for the program and for the wrestlers and for the branding to grow. We may do it and we may not like it. You know what I mean? We may do it and say, no, you know what? We liked it better the other way. And we'll revert back to the other way. But I think this will be pretty good. So on the far left, you have that English guy. Then you have Milkman. Then you have Kedri. Father Time, Strudel, Jace Wagner, who is my brother, Max Finnick, and the hardcore champion Cecil Davis, who's one of my old Army buddies. This will be the first time that the hardcore championship has been on the line against 8 competitors. So this will be 26 of the 35 wrestlers. Father Time, look at him, legendary figure.
Making his way to the ring from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 230 pounds, the living legend, Daddy T.
There may be only 34 wrestlers tonight. Depends on how the last match goes. I have a feeling. I will be right back, guys. Eight-man hardcore title on the line. Strudel.
And from St. Paul, Minnesota, weighing in at 285 pounds, the hardcore icon, Stone.
He gets the nickname hardcore icon, not because for what he's done in this universe, much like Phoenix, much like Bobby Hart. Strudel was another one who just didn't lose the hardcore title. He was in hardcore match after hardcore match after hardcore match and just won. So I only thought it would be fitting in the season finale to see if he could win it back. So kind of excited about this because you see there was a way that the world title picture formed. I don't form these pictures, but there's just a way that they form. And these people start winning, and then this, and they qualify, and now they're getting shots, and then they win, or they lose, or they do whatever. But then if that's how it stays, it kind of gets stifled, right?
County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 225 pounds, Scotty.
Kedri making his way down to the ring. And easily, he's going to win. He would be 34-0 tonight if it was based on entrance. And remember, Kedri made his own guy, his own entrance, with his own moves. So you got to love it when Kedri makes his way down to the ring. But yeah, so it kind of gets stifled, and you get like the same 5 guys, 6 guys, and then you add it in, and then you're like, but then how do people grow through things? You know what I mean? Or you'll have the same tag team guys, and these same tag team guys are always winning the whatever. But if we really started here, and then we're trying to build up to compete with the WWE, but then it became kind of the feeder league a little bit, so where now our guys are progressing and they are graduating on, and then they go to NXT, and maybe they can graduate on to, you know, Raw or SmackDown, or maybe something happens with that.
From Huntsville, Alabama, weighing in at 268 pounds, the Outlaw, Jay Wagner.
Maybe something happens with that. Like, who knows? Also, I said this earlier, so for everybody who missed it, I did figure out how to make custom intro videos on the Titantron. So pay attention to any New World Order, any Four Horsemen. And Dave, you are wrestling, I believe. I might have messed that up. I don't know. We'll have to see. Or GC Rock, if GC Rock comes out. So women NWO, men NWO, that's two different videos. Horseman, that's a different video. GC Rock, different video. All custom videos. Pretty cool. Pretty cool if you can see them up on there. And hopefully in the new game, which tomorrow on my channel, we're going to be streaming all day long.
Texas. 264 pounds. He is the Extreme Fighting Champion, the Milkman.
The Milkman coming to get his hand in the cookie jar. But we are going to be streaming all day long tomorrow, recreating as many wrestlers as we can recreating title belts, possibly arenas. Maybe we'll even try out the video thing to see what's going on with that. It depends on how fast it loads. And ScJumpman is going to be right alongside me doing the same thing. So we're going to create as much as we can create. He's going to be on stream tomorrow on his channel. I'll be on my channel. It'll be a good time. There's Scott Hall's entrance, by the way. Yeah, Milkman, we almost, there wasn't enough slots. I'm going to tell you something that's super, super cool. On this game, you can only have 7 matches.
And from Minneapolis, Minnesota,
per show.
Weighing in at 295 pounds, the Machine, Max.
Max looks like a badass. But you can only have, so sometimes it's only 6 slots and sometimes it's 7 slots, right? In the new one, you can have 9 slots. And in the pay-per-views, up to 13, 14, something like that. So yeah, you can actually, it's kind of nice because you think it would make it a lot longer. It won't make it longer, but it'll allow us to get more people involved and per show. And I think better quality matches. Like instead of having a 4-way match, maybe we have 2 one-on-one matches, or maybe we have 2 3-way matches, or you know, whatever it is. But it'll be a little bit different, which will be nice. And I'll stream me creating as much of it as I can for.
And from Dudley,
so you guys
England,
can kind of a little behind the scenes.
At 358 pounds, the Monster, England, Guy.
May not be the sexiest streams, but they are some interesting streams. Not a 9-match pay-per-view, a 13 to 14 match pay-per-view, a 9-match regular show. But again, doesn't mean that the show's going to be longer. The show's probably going to be right around 2 hours, just like it is now. You can just have better quality matches. Not every match has to be for a title, right? You can have some more like contender matches or just interesting matches like, hey, we want to see this guy wrestle this guy, right? We want to see Rowdy wrestle against ScJumpman. We don't need titles on the line. Just want to see the match. It'd be a good fight. Maybe you guys get into it a little bit in chat and you're like, hey, 4 horsemen are taking out English. Got it. We can do that. Did you see the video?
And their opponent, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the Alliance Hardcore Champion.
Show the video.
the real deal, Cecil Davis.
I actually heard that was very good. But yeah, 13, 14 matches, don't get me wrong, that is going to take longer. But the 9 matches over the 7 matches, I don't think it will. Because I do things sometimes where I add more people into a match. Not because I want them to wrestle in that match. I'd rather most title matches be one-on-one, even the hardcore title. Let's just make it Extreme Rules and one-on-one, you go after it, and then we can have other matches where it's like this, you know what I mean? So we can see people that are wrestling and doing their thing. Holy cow. Holy Moses. Okay, let's let these guys do their thing, get a little more settled in and calm down. Now, from here on out, we're going to have a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental title, and then the rest of them are all going to be one-on-one matches for the Men's World Championship and for the... Oh, did it. Now, Strudel and Jace are going out after it. Now that these guys are a little bit separated out, we can start figuring some of this stuff out. Kedri keeps ducking Max's kick. Didn't duck that one, but he kept ducking it. He just couldn't get in on him. Cecil, and English is the second largest wrestler we have in TSW. Cecil Davis is not. He's actually one of the smaller. And he has been holding his own against English, but English looks like he's starting to get his paws on him a little bit. But that stuff that's going on in the ring isn't as devastating as what's going on outside the ring. Kedri doing everything he can figure out to get the advantage on Max, and looks like he's starting to get it. Father Time now making his way back in the ring. Cecil chokeslam on English. And now, setting up for what he calls the breach. Picks him up, goes up, down, breach. 1, 2, and English kicks out in 2, but you can't keep doing that. Jace Wagner now splits open Strudel. And let's talk about that for a second. Think about the staging of that. They staged Coach McGoat staged Jace Wagner walking out on him. Oh, Strudel just hit him with the tasty pastry. And now hits him with the choke slam, like, goes for the pin again. 1, 2, 3. And one of the NWO members, one of the members of the Blood Brothers is now out. So now we have 6 TSW members and 1 member of the NWO. That member of the NWO is the hardcore champion, though. Father Time gets English out and then goes right after the champ, throws him outside the ring. And they're going to take their business out there. Strudel rolls out. Kedri going after his own tag team partner, though. Don't think he meant to do that. Really think he meant to get on Max a little bit. He got his own tag team partner. And now they're both down. Father Time kind of on another level right now, but so is Max. Max is just laying the smack it down. Cecil thought he got it turned around, but Father Time throws Cecil back into the ring. So now Strudel's bleeding. He's cut open, but he jumps back in the ring. And Milk's like, he's just letting it fly. But catches Strudel. And Strudel back down on the ground. Father Time going to roll up the champ. The champ kicks him off. And Milkman looking around, getting him in the helicopter. Thought he was going to go for the pin, but instead goes after Max, which kind of saves his tag team partner. This tag team partner wasn't too helpful for him, though. And Father Time ends up accidentally getting a piece of Milkman. The Milkman says, no, look. Kedri just splits his own tag team partner open. I don't know how much longer those two are going to be tag team partners. That keeps up. Father Time and Strudel going after. It looked like Strudel was going to get him with the choke slam. He reached back. Father Time smacked that out of the way. Grabbed him, and now he's on the ground. Catches him up underneath the chin. Is he going to go for the pin, though? Cecil now has the pin on Kedri. 1, 2, 3, and eliminates him. Father Time went to lock in the Sands of Time, but missed it. Strudel hits him with the tasty pastry. Instead, 1, 2, and Father Time kicks out. Milkman going after Cecil. Don't know where Cecil's going, but Max and Milkman seem to want a piece of that. Milkman played a little possum with him. Cecil hits him with the breach, rolls him up. Doesn't even get a count going because the referee was out of position. Big clothesline. Max on the ground. What is Cecil doing? Look, giving him the shimmy and, oh, stomp right to the back of the head. That's that New World Order stuff right there. That stuff is for life. Again. But Cecil sees Max coming. Max went to get him. And Cecil grabs Max. Gives him a little flippity-dippity slam. Max recovers in time. Cecil rolls up Milk. 1, 2. And Milk not having it. Telling Cecil, get your hand out of that cookie jar. Max going for a crazy pin. And Cecil somehow kicks out of it. But Milk and Max not happy with Cecil. They're both going after him. And oh, that is quite the move. It was almost like a curb stomping without the curb. I'm kind of shocked that those three are still wrestling, and then those two are still wrestling. Like they haven't split up and kind of gone their own ways. Normally the three, there'll be one of them that goes back and forth. Milkman now setting up for the move that's known as, thanks Max for saving me. I think Cecil's going to send him a birthday card. Big clothesline now. Max looking down too, like, wait, what? Picks him up. Is this a power bomb? Oh, power bomb right on the ground. Thought he might go, but Strudel splits open Father Time in the corner there. Father Time, though, recovers. Drops Strudel on his head. Milk gets dropped on his head twice. I think everybody's going to be bleeding by the time this is all said and done. Whoa, Father Time went to hit him, ducks him, gets chokeslammed for his troubles, rolls out. Strudel comes to. Cecil miscalculates that, and Strudel has got strawberry filling coming out of all of his little areas there. Or that could be blood. Now Cecil sets up for it. Strudel catches him, though. Fireman carries him over. Cecil catches him again. And then drops down. Chin buster. And Strudel losing a lot of blood, but like, what would you expect in a hardcore match? Max now split open. Milkman split open. Strudel split open. The only one we can't tell if he's split open or not is Cecil. Father Time is split open. We know that. Father Time, though, still down. Max and Milk going at it. And which way is Father Time going to go with this? Two count. Max kicks out of it. Father Time hurts his right hand, hitting Cecil with it. Strudel rolls out. Max gets a little curb stomping. Cecil slams him down. Will he go for the cover? No, sees him coming. Strudel fighting his way out of it. Big right boot that Cecil's stunning. And there it is. Milk rolling up Max again. And Milkman eliminates Max. And now he's going after Strudel. Strudel says, nope. I see you, big guy. I see you. So the two largest competitors left in the match are Strudel and Milkman. Two of the light heavyweights, Cecil and Father Time. Father Time just doing legendary figure stuff right there. Just keeps on doing that. What is this? Oh, DDT right on the side. Rolls up Strudel. Referee way out of position. Nobody's even in the ring anymore. Like, what was he doing in the ring? Hits him again on the outside, right into the sand. The 360 pile driver. Cecil's like, somebody's got to get on this guy for a pin. 1, 2, 3. And Strudel's been eliminated. And now that's when Cecil decides it's time for the breach. Father Time rolls him up instead of Cecil rolling him up. 1, 2. And only a 2 count on Milkman. But they are both more concerned with what's going on with Milkman than they are with each other. Hits him with it again, like, and now Cecil grabs him. Father Time says, stop, I got this. Rolls him up inside the ring. 1, 2, 3, and now it's one-on-one. Cecil and Father Time, belly to belly, on the ground. Cecil gets the upper hand, at least at first. Father Time blocks that, drops a big elbow down on Cecil's head. And now the hardcore champion and Father Time gonna go at it to see who will be or retain the title. Big slam on Father Time. Not sure what he was trying to do, but Father Time sees it coming, gets the crowd going. Throws him up into that top rope, but Cecil did get his hands up to block his neck. European uppercut. And whips him up over the top rope and immediately down onto the sand with Father Time. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And somehow Cecil Davis retains the hardcore title, and that will stay in the NWO's hands.
Here is your winner, and still Alliance Hardcore Champion, the real deal, Cecil Davis.
8 men enter, 7 men leave, and the last one left standing is the hardcore champion himself, Cecil Davis. And if you look at it, there was a lot of large competitors in that. And Cecil is not one of them. Father Time is not one of them. So yeah, that was a good fight. Now we are almost, it is just about business time right now. Herbie getting his first shot at the Intercontinental title. Cross getting a shot tonight. Recon Delta getting another shot at it against Intercontinental Champion Totes McGoats, who has dropped some pretty big bombshells on us already tonight. Then GC Rock came out dropping bombshells. But the one thing we know, it wasn't what any of us thought it was, so that's kind of good news here and there, right? I think we thought it might have been a lot worse than it was. It's another thing. If you look at the left hand of Totes McGoats, he's got the NWO thing on the shoulder, right? But if you go down and you look, it still says TSW right there on his left fist. Easter eggs. That's what it's all about. But I'm going to tell you what. Hogan didn't see that. Hogan went ahead and signed them contracts, signed it right on over. And it's going to be interesting to see what is his response going to be. You know he's going to have one.
Introducing the challenger from New York, weighing in at 286 pounds, Crush.
Cross making his way down to the ring. He is not a small guy either. I do really like this arena, though. Like, it looks like, it's almost like you're in a pool of water and there's sand all the way around the rest of it. It's kind of dusk out, you know, evening time. So, yeah, lights kind of shining. They matter a little bit, but you still got a little bit of the, you know, that dusk-like sunlight in there. Very cool arena to be wrestling in.
And introducing the challenger from London, England, weighing in at 259 pounds, Herbert.
It's funny, if you look at Herbie's look too, that's been something that has kind of progressed over a little bit of time. It's minor stuff. It's like all of a sudden now there's a necklace involved, a leather jacket, it's saying fight the power. He went on and fought to try to become a horseman, and at every turn, when it came down to doing or dying, the doing part didn't happen. So, but now, Herbie, I told you, he's got more than 20 singles wins. So, does he make the decision to jump to NXT? Who knows?
And introducing the challenger from Amarillo, Texas, weighing in at 276 pounds, Rage.
I really hope the image uploader is fixed tomorrow, or it's going to be hard to put the finishing touches on these characters. So, Dave, your character is 14 and 14. So 6 more wins or a world title win. That'll get you to NXT. But then do you lead the Horsemen? Do you leave them to go to NXT if they're not already? So if you look at the Horsemen, Eagles 15 and 16. You're 14-14, so, you know, I mean, we'll have to see. Have to see what kind of decisions you make as the leader of the Horsemen. Or maybe you do leave and maybe somebody else steps up as the leader of the Horsemen. Who knows? All kinds of things could happen. Hey, I'm telling you what. I've been convinced English was going to win a lot of things.
And introducing the champion.
And it hasn't quite gone down the way I thought yet.
Alabama.
That could all change.
At 262 pounds, he is the Intercontinental Champion, the Reaper.
Same with Doom. Like, would Doom leave as a group? Brickstar just joined the group, so he doesn't have a lot of matches under his belt. So would Max and would Recon wait? Recon, like, if you look at the 5 guys right now, it's Totes, Father Time, Boom, Recon, 6, GC Rock, and Herbie. And then Rob Simpson, not Rob Lee. Name change here coming up. Formerly known as Rob Lee. He's 1 win away, so if he wins tonight, then he becomes eligible, but he's also won the world title twice, so he is eligible. You know what I mean? Ipso facto. And that's the other thing that makes me think Totes is not the leader necessarily of the Horsemen, maybe the architect of the plan, but maybe not the leader. Because he used completely different paint on his title belt, right? Everybody used the black. You used black and red. Crazy. Herbie tried to get Totes with a drop kick. Does not phase Totes. Does not knock him off his feet. And Totes does some weird flippity-doo-dah suplex. And rolls up Herbie again. It is the Wolfpack colors. It is that. I have it on good authority. We are not going to start making splinter factions of the NWO. Well, not yet, we're not. Herbie now setting up for his finisher. Hits him with the love bug. Rolls him up. 1, 2. And Totes kicks out in 2. Back and forth. Goes Cross and Recon Delta on the outside of the ring. And now Herbie's starting to get the better of old Totes inside the ring. Now the other thing that cannot happen is we will not let somebody win a title in TSW and then take the title to NXT, or win a title in NXT and bring it to TSW. We're not going to do that. They will vacate the title if they leave. 2, or they'll stay and defend the title and not leave until that'll be on the wrestler. They can decide how they want to do that. 1, 2, oh, not even 2. Got a little excited there. So yeah, there won't be any swapping the titles or going back and forth. So even if, let's say Totes is the Intercontinental title holder, more than likely, I think they say they defend their titles. However, in the beginning, it might not quite go like that. We'll just have to see. Who knows how things work? Or maybe they travel back and forth for a little bit until they lose the title. Like, who knows? I'm excited, though. I got some more ideas on how to make it all work. Cross kicks out in 2. But Recon looks like he's trying to set up in a corner. Changes his mind. Cross, enough time to recover. And a big slam down on Recon Delta. Cross trying to get the crowd into it. Herbie taking care of Totes on the outside of the ring. And slam down, but what does that mean? Looks like oh! Out of nowhere, Cross hits Recon with a spear, and now setting up for it. Getting ready to hit Recon with what he calls the crossroads, and rolls him up. 1, 2, and Recon out in 2. Totes and Herbie, and if you haven't been watching, they have been having a pretty good battle back and forth. I don't know that either one of them really has the upper hand, but now Totes has Herbie up in a tombstone. Might go for the pin here. Does not. And just drops him head first back down into the arena again, using the ring as a weapon. Recon hits a Superman punch too, and almost a 3 count on Cross, but not quite. Not quite, but it's close. Cross has got to find a way to take control, because I do not think he's got much left in him if he doesn't. Herbie really, I think, has got control of Totes on the outside. Setting up for the love bug again. Does not hit him with the love bug. Hits him with the backpack. 1, 2, 3. And eliminates Totes Magotes. So Totes Magotes is out. Now, no matter what happens, we are going to have a new Intercontinental title holder. Herbie eliminating Totes Magotes. But can he eliminate the other 2? So now it's gone from a fatal 4-way down to a triple threat match. And that might have been the last time we see Totes Magotes for a while in TSW. That might be the last time we see Herbie, and it's all good. And Cross goes on to win the Intercontinental title belt, and I believe that is the second time he has won it. But what is really kind of funny about this?
Winner and new Intercontinental Champion, Crush.
What is kind of funny about this is the 3 people that were eliminated. Yeah, it is Cross. It's going to be Cross's second Intercontinental title win. But what's funny about it is those 3 are all eligible to go to NXT, according to what GC Rock said. Was that their last match in TSW for a little while? Not forever, I'm sure, but maybe for a little while. Could be. That is unbelievable. Congratulations goes out to Cross. Cross bringing back the Intercontinental title belt to TSW. Now, we are getting ready to get into the 2 title belts, the 2 world championships. We've had success with the men's Intercontinental title. The NWO retained the women's Intercontinental title belt. But can we get into, and can we bring back home the world title belt. Now, a thing I forgot to mention is GC Rock agreed to a first blood match, and in doing so, also agreed to remove his helmet for this match, and this match only. But you can see, he did not agree to reveal his face. Dave, I thought you were wrestling tonight. It turns out you're not. You're supposed to, though.
First superstar to make his opponent bleed, and is for the World Championship.
So this is GC Rock's video. You do get to see half of GC Rock's face. He said if Rob Simpson, formerly known as Rob Lee, but if Rob Simpson would agree to put the world title on the line tonight against him, he would agree to remove his helmet and participate in a first blood match. First one to bleed loses. So there is no pins in this match. It's first time ever in TSW history. There is no submissions in this match. It's the first one to bleed loses. And the world title, the TSW world title, is on the line right now. In our double main event. This is main event number 1. And there may be 3 main events, but this is main event number 1. Yeah, I left that part out when GC Rock was talking. Really meant to say it during that. But they don't have one of those exactly. So Hell in a Cell is kind of like that. But to this point, I haven't been able, like, the characters fight themselves. So yeah, you get to see half of GC Rock's face. In a brand new outfit, GC Rock made just for this match. And leave it to the NWO to walk down to the ring with a weapon. And heck, he's carrying the title belt like it's a weapon too. Now I have it on pretty good authority that Rob Simpson is the leader of the NWO. While Totes Promo may now own all the rights to the NWO, he named Rob Lee the leader. Totes Promo, lone wolf, you know what I mean? He does what he wants. Yeah, this is going to be a good match. I don't know how it's going to go. First one to bleed loses in a first blood match.
Introducing the
TSW World Title on the line.
England, weighing in at 310 pounds, GC Rock.
Gee,
Introducing
he looks scared this way too.
From St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 273 pounds, he is the World Champion, the Warden, Rob Simpson.
Now here's the thing that I've noticed about the New World Order. The new World Order. They don't care who's world title holder. They don't care who's intercontinental title holder. They don't care who holds the tag team titles, the hardcore title, or whatever. I think they all can do whatever they can do. They all can hold the belts and do all that stuff. Probably how the New World Order should have been. Because when it's like that, and you know that, yeah, you can also hold the world title as a wrestler, you're going to want to stay with that organization and do the thing, right? I know I would, but if you know that only the leader can ever be the world title holder, then once I get to a certain point to where I think I need a world title shot, that's what I would do, and I'd just leave. Get my world title shot. I crawfish him, right? I'll take his world title. So in real life, for very good reasons that we're never going to get into, Rob Lee changed his name to Rob Simpson. So in the game, he's now changed his name. Same guy. Longer name. And for good reasons. So we're going to support the name change and change his name on here, so that's all good to go. Now we got it way more accurate. And now let's see what happens. Is Rob Simpson going to be able to retain? Oh, see, that's the kind of moves right there that'll get you bleeding. It's going to be funny because right now, especially in the first blood match, you're going to start noticing all the moves that go to the head. Like, how many moves does GC Rock have that will go to the head? Well, that's one. Rob's got a bunch of them, I know that. GC Rock has one of them, the Pebble Buster, that really goes to the head. And that's what it's going to take to bust your opponent open. First one to bleed loses. You ever watch, what is that called? The Predators movie. In the first one, he says, I ain't got time to bleed. Well, they ain't got time to bleed in this match neither. Not if they want to be the world champion. There's another move to the head. What do you guys think about G's alternate outfit? You like it? You don't like it? Rob setting up for the C4. They're still going to use their finishers. Hits him with the C4, but G does not bust open. G catches him midair, puts him in a tombstone. That will bust you open. Big clothesline. If I'm not mistaken, G can punch you big right hand while you're down. There is the Pebble Buster. Rob Lee with a European uppercut. Picks up G, suplexes him, tries to get the crowd into it, but the crowd firmly behind GC Rock. Gives him one clothesline, gives him another one off the ropes. Side drop kick, but to the scunion. Big slam. And Rob stays on top of him. Looked like it went to headbutt him, but G caught him. And G puts him in the Rocky Road. But again, no need for pinning, no need for submission holds. Tapping doesn't count, pins don't count. The only thing that counts, first one to bleed loses in the first blood match. A TSW first, by the way. We have never had this match before. And on the Season 1 finale, the last time we will have WWE 2k19 loaded up, we have a first blood match. And it's for the world title, so who is going to win this match? Round and round we go. Where we stop, only the bleeder knows. Choke slam. Oh no, he caught his arm, brought him down. DDT. G though recovers quickly, jumps out. Rob trying to get back to his feet. Can't do it. G all kinds of fired up. Laying the boots to Rob now. Oh, wrenching on that neck. Weakening that head. Rob trying to fight out of it, but can't get out. European uppercut. Rob trying to get this thing turned back around. Almost hit him with the C4 again. G throws him off, though. And just delivering those overhand rights, that will get you split open in a hurry. And GC Rock has done it. Grabs Rob, splits him open with that front face buster. And he is our three-time world champion. 3 times. He was like, I'll take that 50 on you, guy. GC Rock winning back the world title from the New World Order. Rob still down, bleeding, cannot believe he just lost this match, but is eligible to go to NXT. So, what is his plans going to be in the future? Is it going to be for NXT? Now, in our second main event match, Missy Watson will be putting the title on the line again against Ozzy. Of course, when you look at world title winners, and if it was just purely off world titles, we have Missy that's eligible, we have Ozzy that's eligible, Crimson is eligible as far as world title winners are concerned. Penny is eligible because she has more than 20 wins. And Miss Frost, oddly, is also eligible because she has right at 20 wins. So, 5 women, those are the 5 women that are eligible to move on and go to NXT if they so choose to. Or they might stay in TSW for a little while and go a little bit later, like who knows. Don't have to leave just because you got 20 wins. It's all personal decisions, you know what I mean? What's best going to serve you to get you to the top level, which right now is Raw and SmackDown?
Versus Champion contest is an Extreme Rules match, and is for the Women's World Championship.
Got to remember, too, Ozzy is the Women's 2022 Queen of the Ring. Now, if she leaves, that's only good in TSW land. Does that play into her decision at all? We don't know. I will tell you this, I cannot wait, and that might be the first thing I do is start creating title belts, because I cannot wait till you see some of these, the way the title belts look are amazing. They're amazing. Like, these are pretty darn good, right? I thought these were really, really good. It's on a whole new level with the 2K22. Now, you look at, like, sidebar here, if you look at 2K22, there are some things that, you know, Space Game, they had to recreate the whole thing. So, you know, GM mode sucks. You're not going to see me play it. I will play the story mode. I heard that's pretty good. We will probably play a male version and a female version. We will stream that. That'll be more stuff I could stream in the morning from time to time. Because it won't be me announcing the matches. It'll be me playing through the matches, so it won't be on this level, this volume in my house at 5 in the morning, right? What is going on, Kedri? You were in an earlier match for, I believe, the hardcore title. Your entrance, so there's 35 wrestlers wrestling tonight. You were 34-0. New game comes out tomorrow, and we will be streaming that on my channel. Misti making her way down to the ring, current TSW Women's World Champion. And depending on how this match goes, we may see another match. I don't know if there's a way not to see the other match, to be honest. But it'll be more exciting if one thing happens a different way here, or a certain way. So we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. But yeah, starting tomorrow at least by 6:15 Central Time. Or 6:15 Eastern Time, I mean. We will be playing the new game, well, recreating and doing all the creation stuff and the titles and the wrestlers and all the whatnots and the witchy-ditches.
Introducing the challenger from Elysian Fields. She is the female All-Star Champion, the X Factor.
See, you need to be playing Elden Ring, but then have
introducing the champion
TSW wrestling off to the side.
Austin, Texas. She is the Women's World Champion, the Rebel M. Watson.
Misti Watson, current TSW Women's World Champion. Putting it on the line here tonight against Ozzy, the greatest TSW Women's Champion that we've had so far. But that's the thing when the NWO wins title belts, right? They put that black spray paint all over it. Ozzy getting off to a quick start, grabs her, whoops her into the corner, up on her shoulders, and down right on the two knees, which that is going to be an owie every single time. Misti goes for a quick pin, not even a 1 count on that. This could be the final match of the evening. Depends on how things go, I think. And the final match that we call in 2K19. Misti jumps up to the top rope. Ozzy getting to her feet. Don't know if she sees her. And hits her. Thought she might have missed, but hits her with that double axe handle. Maintains control and runs her head right into the side of the ring. Ozzy trying to figure out what the number of that bus was that just ran her over. Tries to get back to her feet, but Misti keeps control of this. Does not knock Ozzy down, though. Ozzy goes to swing. Misti ducks that. Grabs her toe pick to the ground. Swings again, misses. And Misti has stayed in control. Ozzy getting it turned back around. And it looks like every time Ozzy's getting it turned back around, Misti steps in and takes care of that. Now, I'm going to tell you, we have not seen Ozzy ever get dominated. Even in a loss, it's come out of nowhere. but she definitely wasn't being dominated like she is right now. So she has got to get this turned back around and start bringing the offense straight to the New World Order. Throws her up, catches her. This is exactly what we were talking about. Hits her, may go for the pin, but I think it's too early. 1, 2, and that is a lot closer than I thought it would be. That is a 2.5 count. This is an Extreme Rules match, too, so Ozzy gets a kendo stick from underneath the thing. Misti kind of possummed her into that one a little bit. I think Ozzy believed she had a little bit of time. Turns out she did not. Now is Misti going to use the kendo stick? And didn't take that move from her, so here we are with the dumbest move in 2K19's history. But Ozzy recovers, head scissors takedown, still misses the kendo stick. Is either one of them going to pick it up? Whips Misti into the corner, turns her back around. European uppercuts. Tells the crowd, come on, we're going on a ride. Hits her again. Another European uppercut, and then off the ropes, missile drop kick, now down onto the kendo stick. Picks her up, yellow brick road. Will she go for the pin? No, she doesn't. Takes it to the top rope. Misti grabs her powerbomb, sits through one, and gets a 1 count. Did not see that coming, but it happened. Mini extraction onto Ozzy now. And I really thought that sit through would have got more than a 1 count, but has not. Head scissors takedown. Misti getting back in control. Ozzy saying, hey, I got something I got to tell you. Hold on. Hits her again with the yellow brick road. Rolls her up. 1, 2, and only gets a 2 count. Big knee right into the side of the head. And things starting not to look good for the champ. Almost a version of Phoenix's move right there. Done a little bit different because she falls down with it. Rolls her up. 1, 2, 3. And Ozzy comes away and wins back her world championship and is now a 3-time TSW women's champion.
Here is your winner and new women's world champion, the X Factor.
That may be the final match of the night. We are about to find out. I know what it says. I just don't know how it plays out. This match should be between Phoenix now and Ozzy, and this is what I was talking about. It says the TSW Women's Championship is on the line. This might be just a normal match. Interesting. Yes, congratulations goes out to Ozzy, 3-time. So GC Rock won it 3 times, won the men's world. Ozzy wins the women's world 3 times as well. And I think regardless of how this goes down, if Ozzy isn't in this match, I will not let it stand. Ozzy will remain the champion.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's World Championship.
So the first competitor obviously is going to be Ozzy, or be Phoenix.
Making her way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, she is Mrs. Money in the Bank, the phenomenal one, Fenwick.
So she is cashing in her title, or in her Money in the Bank briefcase, which is why this is supposed to be a title match. But if it turns out to be Misti coming down, then it will not be for the title, regardless of what we see here tonight. So she cashes it in. Is the world title holder going to walk down or not? That's what we're about to find out. No, they're not.
And her opponent, from Austin, Texas, the Rebel M. Watson.
So this will be the final match of the night. This is not for the world title holder. Ozzy will keep her Money in the Bank as we go into the next one. And Ozzy will retain the world title, regardless of how this ends up. I have a funny feeling that somehow the world title will end up on one of these two tonight, and I'll have to fix it. Yeah, this was the one thing I was scared of because I wasn't sure, and I didn't set this up. The computer set up these two final matches. I'm like, okay, well, it's got to know. Like, if Ozzy wins, she should then automatically replace Misti in that match. Right? No. Yeah. So I'm going to have to manually put it back in to do the right thing. Yeah, we're not going to take Ozzy's belt away from her when she wasn't even in the match. But still, it's going to be a good match. Final match, WWE 2k19, happening right now. And then tomorrow morning, we'll start WWE 2k22. So Phoenix, Misti going after it right now. That is kind of funny. There are quite a few Americans from Texas. All the Watsons. Yeah, all the Watsons. Technically, Totes, Heather, Savannah, Cameron are also all from Texas. Technically, all the Davises are from Texas, but we say they're from Missouri. We say, you know, I live in Alabama now, so that's what we say. But yeah, for sure. I got to be honest, I'm kind of pulling for Phoenix a little bit, right? I know Totes, new founder of the new world order, the new. Roll Tide. That is for sure. I have friends that are like War Eagle fans, right? And I cheer for Auburn when they're not playing Alabama. You know, I pull for Auburn. But it's just funny. All of my friends that are Auburn fans are like victims. Like, they're always playing the victim. The weirdest thing that I've ever seen, and only during football season. Like, they don't do it, you know, the rest of the year. They're very successful people. Just during football season, it's almost like somebody stole their favorite puppy. It's weird. Misti now going up for the top. Jumps, tries to deliver the elbow, cannot make that happen. Phoenix gets her into the corner. Spin, kicks her back out into the ring. Stays on her. And front face plant, that was the move that actually helped GC Rock win the world title tonight. And a power bomb now. Phoenix setting up for it. This is what we call the rise from the ashes. But Misti gets it. Sneaky pins her. 1. And only a 1 count. I thought that might have been it. Ooh, big right hand onto the head of Phoenix. Now Misti pulls her out. Thought she might have been trying to pick her up, but no. Hits her again with that right hand and doing a lot of damage to that head area right now. A power bomb pin. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is. That is for sure. And Misti Watson does not win.
And new Women's World Champion, the Rebel M. Watson.
So she wins the match. She does not win the world title. Ozzy is our world champion. That was a weird glitch in the game. We will fix it right after this match. And tomorrow when we start streaming WWE 2k19, Ozzy will be the TSW Women's World Champion. Don't know how much more plain I can make it. Yeah. So yeah, Eagle also from Texas, right? Lives in Alabama. So, guys, that is the last stream that we are going to see. WWE 2k19. Tomorrow morning, we will start streaming on my channel and on ScJumpman's channel. We will start streaming the 2k22, us building all the characters and trying to get it back over yet. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Tomorrow's a whole new thing. We will kick it off by 6:15 Eastern Time in the morning. I say by because it might be earlier. It depends on exactly when I get up. But nice. Yeah, so it depends on what time we get up. But, you know, like I said, it's probably not the most interesting thing, but it will be very eye-opening. If you ever wondered how to make characters and make them better and do stuff like that, you will see it tomorrow morning. Make better world titles, you will see that tomorrow. I've done a lot of this stuff through trial and error, but you can look at my championships, and you can look at other people's championships. They're typically pretty darn good. I mean, for completely created stuff, not me trying to recreate the U.S. title or the whatever, but completely made up titles. And you'll see kind of my process when I go through it. So it should be interesting. It's been a whole lot of fun. And from everybody here at TSW Entertainment, we want to wish you a good night or a good morning, depending on where you're at in the world. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.